and welcome to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. Welcome to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your presence here. Thank you for your beautiful, kind comments underneath my videos as well. I really appreciate your presence and your friendship. A big thank you to everybody who has reached out to me on Etsy for personal reading. I really love getting a chance to know a lot of you on a personal level. So thank you guys so much for your trust in me. If you are new to the channel, please pull up and grab a seat. We're going to have a little chat because we're all friends when we gather around my table. If you're new, you can subscribe to the channel and drop your comment below as well, because as a thank you to my subscribers, I do offer a chance to win a free tarot reading. I am still waiting to hear back from a couple of my most recent winners, so be sure to check your notification bells if you have dropped me a comment. I may have reached out to you notifying you of being one of my winners, and we just got to get that ball rolling. But if you'd like to be considered, please drop your comment below any of my readings this month for your chance to win. You can also check out my link below for Etsy for a personal reading as well, and that link is below. But for today's pick a card topic, we're looking at the person that you are crushing on right now. The person that you're crushing on, how do they feel about you? Is it a mutual energy? How do they feel? We have 3 piles to choose from today, and we're using the Food Tarot for you. What's it called? The Food Fortunes Tarot. So for pile number 1, we have the Ace of Sweets here, and we have the little purple popsicle. For pile number 2, we have this big glass of milk, and we have this little donut. And for pile number 3, we have the stack of pancakes and the ice cream cone. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be messages waiting from Spirit. And I'm going to jump into pile number 1, of course. Again, my timestamps are listed below. So any pile that you feel drawn to, just take a moment to pause the video and reflect upon whichever one is calling your name. And you may be drawn to multiple piles, and that is absolutely okay. This is your show. This is your world. We're just living in it for right now. So be sure to check my timestamps below, and I'm going to start with pile number 1. And again, our topic today is the crush on your mind. Is it mutual? Pile 1. Pile number 1, you were drawn to the little popsicle, and you were drawn to the Ace of Sweets, the bar of chocolate, and this is your reading. The crush on your mind, how do they truly feel about you? Is the feeling mutual? The Ace of Sweets is like the Ace of Swords. The Food Fortunes Tarot is a little bit different than the traditional Rider-Waite, and the number system, for instance, in the traditional Rider-Waite doesn't really apply to this deck, but I do try to relate it as closely as possible. And so for me, this is like the Ace of Swords, and there is this emphasis on loving chocolate, and of course everyone loves chocolate, or not. And I'm sure not everybody loves chocolate. There's going to be people there that are yelling at the screen right now, but there's this feeling about uncertainty that maybe isn't necessary, because I feel like you're this bar of chocolate. It says real good here on the bar as well. So hopefully this will be like a reality check on how this person truly feels about you, pile 1. So the crush on pile 1's mind, please. Is it mutual? How do they truly feel right now for pile number 1? There's also, I'm focused here on the chocolate melting in the fingers as well. We have the Lovers starting Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Emphasis on Gemini though. And there's an emphasis on air elements right now. And the Truth. We have the Magician. How does this person truly feel? Is it mutual for pile number 1? What are their current truest feelings, please? 10 of Swords. Somebody in this connection is convincing themselves the other person doesn't like them. And I think this is just a huge exaggeration of not the truth, but our version of it. We have the 4 of Pentacles. The truth is that this person's afraid to get their hands dirty. It's like they're afraid to approach because they're afraid of some type of reaction from you. And we have the Page of Pentacles. Back of the deck is the 7 of Swords, and there's the Sun. Oh my goodness. You know, this is really exciting because this person's feelings for you, pile 1, they're really holding back a lot. This person that's on your mind that you're crushing really hard towards, they're holding back a lot too. They're not being honest with you. They're not being maybe even honest with themselves when they start to think about the potential with you. There is this aspect about unwrapping and unveiling myself and revealing how I truly feel, and really wanting to do that, but feeling really vulnerable. This person could have very mirrored energy towards you as you feel. You can see the Divine Masculine, his tree is all lit aflame. And there's this temptation surrounding the Divine Feminine. And there's something about this person's control or trying to maintain control. But It's almost like the more they try to maintain control, the worse they feel. It's like the more they try to hold back, the more devastating it becomes to hold all of these truths, because all of these swords in the back are a version of truth. Right or wrong, they're a version of truth. And we can allow the version of our own truth to impale us and impale our empowerment on this beach, or we can take the version of truth and run with it. So this person feels really insecure around you, actually. There's an emphasis on wanting to unveil or unwrap or reveal something to you. And there's an emphasis too that if they did, they'd probably be empowered. This could probably open up a gateway for both of you of expansion, because now they're focusing me on these 4 beautiful sunflowers of abundance. And they don't even realize that that's what's waiting for them. It's like they're consumed with what could happen if they told you how they feel. Queen of Wands. And I also feel like this relates to you too if you're the divine feminine in this scenario, because you don't see yourself how you actually are perceived in the world. You may have this fear of revealing who you truly are. And I feel like that's completely unnecessary. You're this beautiful Queen of Wands. You could be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Emphasis on Leo, moving into beautiful Leo season. This is your period. This is your time. This person is holding back. Cancer energy, holding back this flame that they feel. Now, they also could be being sort of pulled in different directions, and especially with the Lovers as well, depending on your scenario, because I'm dealing with collective energy. Depending on your scenario, this person could maybe have a decision to make in accordance with you or other people, for instance, and that could be why they hold back. But they do have a focus that's transfixed upon you. And this 8 of Wands is really speaking about the pressure they feel to communicate, the pressure they want to wield to manifest change. Because it's like they want to manifest change. All of these wands are like this spell that you've cast all over them. And it's momentum. It's like the pressure to change. But they're also feeling like this. They're also feeling like, well, maybe I'll get rejected, or maybe there's no hope in their own opinion. And they're holding back their truth. But they're getting tired of that, you know? They're getting tired of holding back. And with this pressure that just keeps building and building and building, it's like putting something in the microwave with a lid on it. Eventually that lid's going to pop right off. And right now that lid is popping off in the form of devastation and this helplessness. But here's the 10 of Cups. It's like if they just have the courage to stop teetering on the edge and to make a definitive decision about approach, they could be rewarded with more than what they realize. We have the death cycle. Oh my goodness. You know, the death cycle here is supporting the Page of Pentacles, and here's the 4 of Pentacles, and here is the Judgment. I feel like this person is gearing themselves up to make some type of offer or to proclaim something. There could be further communication for you in the future, which opens up a beautiful doorway. Opens up a beautiful doorway of potential to rebirths. But sometimes the death cycle requires that sacrifice. It requires some type of shift in our perception, in our actions, in our decisions. It requires something, some new approach in order to execute change. But there is hope in their heart still in the future position, and there's opportunity that abounds in the future here too. And they're really thinking about, I should say, worrying about, overthinking about how you feel. And yet, look, perfectly matched, perfectly mirrored here with the King and Queen of Wands. But they're really scared. Like, you make this person nervous. So as much as you may be crushing on this person, I feel like this person has a very strong focus towards you, but they can't commit to that focus right now, or they can't act upon it. Or in the very least, they don't feel like they can act upon it. They may be hoping for some type of sign from you that will give them the boost or the encouragement that they need. Because you really have to look beyond the immediate appearances here to see the truth. It's like we have to open up our third eye, but they're also talking intuitively about you and about how you have that capability. It's like somewhere inside of you, if you were honest with who you are and you actually mirrored that in yourself, because you're amazing, you would see that, of course, they would like you back, because who doesn't like chocolate? And again, if you don't like chocolate, just ignore that. I know there are some people out there that do not like chocolate. My brother-in-law doesn't like it. I like it a lot. We have the Vulture. Picking at the bones of something. It's not over. It's not over in this connection. It also is a reminder that we don't let things go to waste. Even this energy, even this pressure that they feel towards the devastation, it serves some type of purpose. It is an extreme emotional response, which is supposed to highlight a feeling in us, which is supposed to prompt change. When we feel a certain amount of of abundance or the lack of abundance. It's supposed to help us understand that we need to move ourselves either away from that or more towards the abundance. We have the Lamb, and there's something innocent about the Lamb. There's this feeling too about, you can see that this diamond, a diamond in the rough I just heard, and endurance, because this person may have been feeling this way for a really long time, but that tusk is missing. So it's like they're afraid. There's also a friendship element here that I'm feeling. So they could be afraid of like moving it out of a friend realm into something else, out of something innocent into something more. And there's an emphasis on diamond. So commitment cycles could be a factor here in some way for someone watching. But they are emphasizing diamonds. Let's get some honest love tarot messages. How does this person honestly feel? The crush on pile one's mind. They're still holding space. They're weighing out their options. They're thinking about the decisions that they have to make in relation to you. It's like, I want to explore you, but this is all I have to give right now. Very curious about you. And thirsty. I think thirsty for you too. It says here, I'm so sorry, the Knight of Cups. And I wanted to show up in the reversal. I don't often read these in the reverse, but the Knight of Cups in reverse is like somebody who is convincing themselves that they're unrealistic in their feelings. It's like, it's unrealistic for me to hope that there's going to be more here. It's like, but they are very interested in pursuing some type of physical relationship. I'm sitting here adamantly waiting for you to perhaps reveal yourself to me. And you're like, well, I'm sitting here adamantly waiting. You're both sitting there adamantly waiting on either side of the gymnasium. But who's going to ask who for the first dance? I was so unfair to you, the justice energy. And there's a certain amount of unjust perceptions or untrue perceptions that this person may be holding on to because they're not being honest with themselves or you, because they're just holding on to something practical, fear for the home, or fear for their heart to be disappointed. Fear for like not being able to move into the foundation that they want to with you, because the truth is that they're hiding a lot of emotion with the King of Cups. And this could be a very emotional creature, you know, somebody who is afraid of emotion looking like a weakness. How does this person truly feel, please, about pile number one, their crush? Is it mutual? Your laugh is my favorite sound. The favorite sound in the world is your laughter. You may have a very unique laugh. I'm in love with you as well coming out. I just saw let me out of the friend zone. It just popped out again. Let me out of the friend zone. But I'm also in a complicated situation right now, or their feelings for you are complicated. You make me want to be at my best. But I don't know where I stand with you. So as much as you are crushing on this person, they don't know where they're standing with you at all, pile one. I'm scared that I've missed my chance with you. But we could have it all together. Back of the deck says, you need to take time to think, and this person is doing that with the reflection period. Perhaps a little bit too much time to think. I feel like they're delaying some sort of action that they really want to take towards you, pile one. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number one. What was the very last thought that their crush had about them in the bowl for pile number one? Tower, trying to avoid change, trying to avoid disaster, trying to not create upheaval for you. I don't feel like this person feels like they can commit right now to you, or they just can't commit to the vulnerability that's required. So please take that as it resonates to your situation. We have a really strong earth element surrounding this person. So Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Now, sometimes the King of Pentacles is at the helm of something or is in charge of something. So work, home realm situation. So apply that to your situation here. But I also feel like a really good looking energy. Like maybe they don't even realize how good looking they are, but there's like a really strong attraction that I feel that you feel physically towards this person. In the bowl today for pile one, you have the letter M and J. We also have an O. There's that Two of Wands as well. I think it just has a backing. Yeah, the Two of Wands. The letter E. The butterfly and the honeybee. I think of sweet results that await, and and self-sacrifice. We have the friendship ruin of protection. So somebody who's trying to protect a friendship or keep it in an innocent realm. We have Leo energy and claiming our independence. We also have work elements here. So this could be a work crush for someone watching, which puts a wrench in our plans because of position, other people's opinions, for instance. And we do have the little key, secrets being kept. This person feels like they have a lot of responsibility too for someone watching. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell if you do, and be sure to check your notification bells on occasion if you've left me a comment in case I have reached out to you for a free reading. You can also check out my link for Etsy for personal reading below as well. And I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the donut, or to the White Knight, and this is your reading. The crush on your mind, is it mutual? How does this person feel about you? The White Knight is actually the 7 of Cups here in the Food Fortunes Tarot. And you can see this big, beautiful glass of milk flowing in. And you know, milk in general is like the liquid of the gods, right? It was promised us the land of milk and honey. It talks about eternal life. It talks about abundance. You can see this cup is overflowing. It's about to splash out, so filled with abundance. But the 7 of Cups is also about fantasy and desires and some confusion too. So the person on your mind could be kind of confused about maybe what you're thinking, or there could be confusion on your end. And this confusion, you can see all of these gates and all of these fences. It's like could be keeping us out. So let's take a look, because there's like some misconceptions that I'm picking up on. They're even giving me this message around the cow of like, and the message that I'm receiving is, you know, why buy the milk when you can get the cow for free, so to speak. So this could be relating to your connection and where it stands right now. So let's clarify and see, how does this person truly feel about you, and is it mutual? Is the crush energy that they feel towards you mutual? You have the 10 of Wands. How do they truly feel? They're also highlighting that red barn for me. And, you know, the red barn, you know, there's different colors of barns depending on what that farm does. The green barn is usually horses. The red barn is usually cows, or like some type of maybe it's a milk production, or maybe it's like for meat production, for instance. So for some reason they're highlighting that. That could be a message for somebody waiting as well. And about coming to a crossroads. We have the Fool. How does this person truly feel, please? The 9 of Wands. The Page of Wands. Back of the deck is the King of Cups and the Hanged Man. Oh my goodness. So this person could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We also have a really strong Virgo energy here that's presenting itself. So we're already dealing with somebody who is holding back or retreating with their feelings right this moment. Turning their back on the waves of emotion that they should be focusing on, and instead focusing more on fire, on temptation. We have the 8 of Cups. Supporting the 10 of Wands. We have the Fountain, which is sort of like a reflection card in this deck. The Fountain Tarot. Like the Judgment, so to speak. The Knight of Coins and the Page of Cups. They're showing boundaries for this person, having to keep something out. We have the Hierophant. There could be a really strong work presence here, work position. We have the High Priestess. Yeah, here's the King of Coins, and there's a big discrepancy right now between this King of Coins and the King of Pentacles, and the King of Cups, because the King of Coins is focused on production, focused on what he's in charge of, and the King of Cups, he's more emotional than that, and sometimes he has to turn his back on that true innate emotion in order to get the job done. So there could be a workplace connection here that we're really picking up on. Here's the Queen of Swords, and there's the Page of Swords. First of all, this person has picked up on you watching them in the environment that you know them from. So even if you're watching them online, it's like they know intuitively, or maybe they've noticed that you've been checking up on them in some type of way. There is this information that they're keeping to themselves. It's like they're not sharing how they truly feel. They reflect a lot about you. They think a lot about you, but they also ground themselves in those thoughts because it feels like too much of a risk. And I feel like their feelings for you are starting to pop up out of nowhere, but there are boundaries with this person in some way that maybe we shouldn't be crossing that line, or they feel they shouldn't be crossing some type of line with you because it's not responsible in some type of way. But you can see this Hierophant, it's like they're opening up the box, like Pandora's box. It's like, what happens if I open it up and take that risk and I can't shut that box back up again? So they do feel like taking the risk with you, but they are holding back from actually applying that force. I almost feel though that there's something about, maybe you've made it clear to them in some type of way through flirtation cycles, or maybe you've even said, hey, this is how I feel. There's a clarity surrounding you and surrounding how you're feeling towards them. So I almost feel like they know how you feel, or that they know that you're crushing on them in some type of way. And they feel the weight of the world, not just from this connection, but just in general. They just feel like the weight of the world is being pressed down upon them. And I will say, if this Page of Wands is holding one of these wands, which is intuition and fire and impulse and desire, all of these wands represent a thought towards you that I have nowhere to direct. So I'm just going to put them on my back and keep trudging forward, even though it makes me feel really unfulfilled, unsatisfied. This confusion could be coming from their dissatisfaction of not knowing how you're feeling 100%, or not feeling like they can, even though they feel like you might be crushing on them, not feeling like that they can walk away from whatever environment or hesitation or obstacle that they think is getting in the way of that, because they don't know what will happen if they do. And here's the Death card. You are a big, I almost said a big secret, and I feel like I want to keep that, but also you are a huge temptation. She's staring at the pomegranate. Staring at the pomegranate. But what do I have to sacrifice in order to achieve more? And so they're very curious about the next step. You fill them with that thirst, that curiosity, and they want to reveal more. This is a complete yes card. It's like this planetary energy of like this yes energy. So this person is definitely feeling a lot of mutual energy towards you as far as this crush that you feel towards them. But there's all of these cubes that they're showing, all of these obstacles when it comes to their sense of security and safety if they do take that risk towards you. And because I'm dealing with collective energy, this could just mean that they're being pulled in different directions emotionally. There could be practical things in place. So you would know better than I what that practicality would look like. We have the Three of Wands though, back of deck, also with the Seven of Cups. And look at this person in front of this huge cauldron of just fantasy and spell casting, and the snake coming out that's tempting, and it's sort of on guard as well at the same time. So this person really likes to fantasize. Even if they feel like they can't take that next step, they really like to fantasize about you, pal, too. How do they currently feel, please? Is it mutual? Pay attention to your health. And the health, it's the cane, and the cane grounds us, you know, like the hermit holding onto his staff, it grounds us. It's like, pay attention to your position, pay attention to your health. I feel like this person could be a little bit older than you. Indecision, scissors, disappointment in some affair. And I feel like there's an emphasis on the word affair here for somebody watching. This person could be in a commitment, for instance. I also feel a lot of boss energy surrounding them too. Climbing towards success, that's a work and achievement card. So the work round being significant. Dolphin, financial gain from something you did in the past. Mountain Road, and deep friendship. Deep friendship with someone of the same sex, but it doesn't have to be, of course. So in this moment, there could be the facade of friendship on your connection, but they know that there's something more coming from your end, and now they definitely feel something coming from their end too, but they can't decide or they can't commit, so they're lying. There's January. I always think about air elements here, so Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, but somebody who's not telling the truth. How does pile two's person truly feel? Is it mutual? Are they crushing on you too? On the floor, we have purification through fire, 14, temperance. And I think of temperance as like the alchemist that wants to mix together. So very physical energy sometimes, especially with the Page of Wands, the Ten of Wands. Somebody who's holding back this purification through fire. It's like, I want to show you how I feel through the fire realm. Bare Essentials, the naked truth. and wholeness. And you know, when we have something, they just showed me like a hot pepper. And there's all of these vines creeping up the side, a symbol of wanting to seek out more information, wanting more conversations, wanting more flirtation. And they showed me the hot pepper. And it's interesting because milk is what satiates us when we're burning our mouths. So it's like this fire that they have. It's like you're the glass of milk that they feel like could quench that fire. The hidden path, the marriage of spirit and matter. And it's like we have to look closely to see the truth. There's the big eye and the beautiful sun of awareness. And these two, the rooted trees that are rooted together that have this separation but eventually cross paths. So you may be a very influential energy that's forcing this person to make distinctive choices about their future. You influence that, and maybe you don't realize the amount that you influence that. The issue is that they're surrendering to an environment or surrendering to their position, surrendering to unnecessary patience that's required. It says dissolving unwanted and disturbing thoughts with peace, number 26. And that's the work that has to be done when we're first taking that leap of faith. Because the Fool has all of those sharp peaks, it really reminds us that there's a fear associated with that leap of faith that maybe is the constant companion. But the work that has to be done first by this person is dissolving those unwanted thoughts so they can take that leap of faith. And truly, those sharp peaks are also representing the experiences from our ancestors, from our guides that we have available to us to help support that leap of faith. How do they truly feel, please, about pile number 2? Is it mutual? Are they crushing as well? It is a floor day today for you, pile 2. We have I really miss you. And if they aren't missing you, if this is a current situation, emotionally, it's like they feel separated from you. I've thought about having a family with you. Now, this could mean that there are families in place already. They fantasized about you. I just heard wife swap. Like they fantasized about you in that position. I'm obsessed with you. Obsessed with you. This is not just a crush for this person. It's obsession. I'm not used to a connection like this, so I just run from it. Because they're a goal-oriented person, and maybe this emotions for you was not part of that plan. It just popped up unexpectedly. I know you're my twin flame. You're what's prompting all of these reflections, all of this desire for movement. And they've been not just crushing on you, but also dreaming about you, pile 2, as well. Some little message cards here. Their current thoughts, please. Are their feelings mutual towards pile number 2? What are their current thoughts towards pile number 2, please? Let's build together. On the floor. Oh my goodness. They are a little bit obsessed. Addictions come in many forms, but you're my addiction. And soulmates, is that what this is? We also have 11:11, the angels are singing. So they may be singing synchronized, little synchronizations or like repeating numbers. Maybe you have as well. But it's also talking about the mirrored reaction of the two of you. I didn't mean to love you. I just can't help it. This came unexpectedly, their feelings for you. Especially if it started as a friendship. You know, if it started as a friendship between the two of you, it was very unexpected. Is the risk worth the reward? It says, but I'm making plans, ... Oh my. And the Page of Wands is in your future position. So they still have this curiosity about what's next to come. I'm watching you. And we also have Facebook creep. So they are peeping tabs on your Facebook and your social media. It says here, don't be surprised if I contact you or say something soon on the back of that deck. So this could be a very good indication for you, pile 2, that things are still in motion. Things are maybe not right away. They have surrendered to a patience energy. And they could be, as I said, waiting for some type of more direct sign from you or clarity from you about how you're feeling. But I think they already have an idea about how you're feeling. They don't have a lot of confidence, though. There's not a lot of follow through with this person's prompts at times. They want expansion, but they also let a lot of those obstacles get in the way. And so this Temperance is in a state of limbo right now, which means the imbalance or the uncertainty might continue for the next little chapter. We have the letter Z, dreams, letter M. We have the dragon. I think of the King of Pentacles. I also think about the ego. We have forever and grace. We also have a crown. So somebody who's worried about losing their crown, and creative accountability. So they're worried about their actions creating havoc in their life. We do have commitment cycles for the divine masculine. Love and beloved. We have a sailboat. We have a dime here. I think of Libra, the 10th of any month from 2018. Could have been when you met this person perhaps, or when feelings started to develop. It says, you are my sunshine. So it's like you brighten up their day. It's like you are something that they look towards, or that they look forward to, or that they look to placate some negative energy. It's like a escapism. Pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. I'm praying for you always. Please be sure to drop your comment below for a chance to win a free reading with me, and check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the little ice cream cone and to the stack of pancakes, and this is your reading. The crush that you have on your mind right now, is it mutual? How does this person feel about you? The stack here is this beautiful stack of pancakes. It does relate to the 9 of Wands, so somebody who is holding back. There's this coffee cup here as well, and I think about, and there's the maple syrup too, so the sweet results that could await. There's also this domino effect of all of the syrup coming down the stack of pancakes and all of the layers in between of things that are being hidden. So this could be somebody who's been holding back for some time. This could be representing your energy of holding back for some time too. And how all of this butter is melting. It's like the heat of those pancakes, that stack, are not going to last forever. When you make pancakes, you have to get butter on them right away, or the butter won't melt. So there could be a timing issue that this person's concerned about as well. But let's take a look here and see. Pile number 3, please. How do they feel? Is it mutual? This crush on your mind. Ooh. Well, we have an explosion. So I cleaned that up. I paused you to clean it up because it was way too many cards, but let's try that again. The crush on your mind. How do they currently feel? Is it a mutual energy for pile number 3? We have the Ace of Cups. It's a beautiful place to start for you, pile 3. How did this person feel? You can see that this Ace of Cups has these tentacles that are holding on to the cup, and this wave of emotion that's splashing up inside of the cup too. So always think about like suckers that hold us back from something. The Spirit of Swords. The Knight of Swords. Six of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Just saw the Magician as well. And you know what's interesting is that the Magician is all about control and the elements that we control in our human experience. It's about our manifestation. And right now it's being paired with the Six of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. So this person could be stuck in this loop of helplessness right now, which sometimes steals their focus. And they may be sort of a tough nut to crack, because I feel like this is like a wisecracker or something. It's like somebody who has a lot of sarcasm, or somebody who tells a lot of jokes, or and so it's hard to nail down how they're feeling. I feel like they're a really intelligent person, though, that these jokes are really funny, but it just is a distraction from their emotion, because maybe emotion makes them uncomfortable, or they feel kind of helpless. I feel like there's communication that does happen here in this connection in some way. We have the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Nine of Swords with the Eight of Pentacles. There could also be a work connection here associated with this situation, so please take that as it resonates. And there are times when I feel like this person makes you feel overlooked, or makes you, again, it's hard to see what's in between of those layers. Maybe they're hot and cold at times with you as well, and so it's like they're a tough nut to crack. The reason why this person is very kind of guarded at this present moment is that I do feel like they've either been hurt in the past, or there's just something that's holding them back from the past to be able to implement some type of change right this moment. Because in this moment, this Nine of Swords, you can see that this skull has the swords pierced right through. And it looks like it's wearing one of those masks that they wore during the plague back in like the early days of the Spanish flu. These weird masks that they would wear to avoid the plague. They never worked, but it's like I'm masking something to avoid something else. I'm masking my true feelings. I'm masking my reactions to you to avoid some of the pain that I've already experienced. And there is an issue with timing here. You can see the timepiece of the Two of Pentacles. It's like they recognize that, you know, opportunity may be present now. And if they continue to kind of go forward with this perspective of control and helplessness or overlooking the energy or apathy towards you, that they're going to lose the chance, because this person is uncertain at this moment in time, you know. But again, it's not even about you necessarily. It's about their heart space and not seeing things clearly, They're stuck on something from the past, or their mindset is somewhere in the past right now. You have the Nine of Pentacles. You have distracted them from some of that emotional attachment, though. They think that you're really beautiful, or they think that you're really attractive. But you can see that this bird here is hooded. It can't take flight. And when the bird is hooded, it won't take flight because it can't see where it's going. And how can we see where we're going when we have this indecision, this helplessness that we're feeling, or this protective heart space that we're trying to maintain? It's really hard to move forward with something great and a great potential when we're still so jaded from something that has happened to us. But you've definitely come in to pierce some of that distraction, which is why I feel like sometimes they might put the effort in towards you and try to make you laugh, and sometimes they do not. There's a leadership energy surrounding this person as well. They could be some type of educator, but they're hesitating to give in to how they feel about you physically, because the physical feeling is just secondary. This is just a support to the Ace of Cups, which means that you've prompted some type of emotional response, some type of an emotional initiation, but they are hesitating. It's like they're allowing the distraction, but they're hesitating. So it's like people that are chasing each other's tails or chasing each other around, stuck in a karmic loop of their own mindset. Four of Cups. And charging forward with this perspective and not seeing what's sitting right in front of them. You could be just friends with this person at this time. I just got that message. And it's like they're choosing to ignore the opportunity that the attraction that they feel towards you actually represents. It's like, yes, I find this person really physically attractive, but my mind is being monopolized to something that I'm worried about and I'm thinking about and I'm consumed by. And it's something from the past energy, because they're emphasizing 7 swords and 2 down here that is causing the non-committal energy towards you. So they're looking backwards. They're not being honest with themselves or others. You have the Knight of Wands. Because they tell themselves that the attraction that they feel towards you is just this impulsive physical desire. And they want that. They want to just be able to kind of take advantage of this attraction and not have to deal with the emotional consequences, because they're not in that headspace to do it. But they don't realize that perhaps engaging in this impulse that they feel towards you, this offer that they feel coming in, could actually be the solution that they're looking for to clear out the clutter, to end this plague energy. Which, you know, when you think about the plague, it was really propelled by rats. You know, they're the ones that's really spread it around. So the rat is the ego for me. Creates this plague of the mind. And there's the Three of Swords. I feel like this person's kind of heartbroken, to be honest, and they mask it well with sarcasm, with maybe a very, I don't want to say cold exterior, but just a very authoritative exterior, logical exterior. But that's masking a lot of emotion. This is an emotional person, and I feel like they were hurt recently. I feel like they're still suffering, and this is temporary because they are still holding space for more with you. They know that there could be potential with you. I don't feel like they're ready yet, if I'm honest, because of this heartbreak, or because sometimes the Two of Pentacles and the Three of Swords can really represent relationships that are still present, if not physically, emotionally. And this is going to take some time for them to work through and get over. but they're still holding space for you in the midst of that. Now, this delay is not going to wait for them, unfortunately. Your life is not going to stop rolling just because this person is feeling hesitant to take advantage of the attraction that they do feel. And I do feel like they're very hesitant right now. So you may have other opportunities that float in, and they are kind of concerned about you losing interest too. Hanged Man and the Empress, because they do think that you're gorgeous. Like, the Empress is everything beautiful about divine feminine energy. They're definitely interested in a physical relationship with you, but when it comes to emotion, they're kind of shut down right now. They're sort of shut down. I feel like it's temporary. They're on this wave. They're on this journey right now where they're learning a lot. But when it comes to how you look and how the potential that they see it. It's like sensual energy and beautiful energy and abundant energy, gorgeous. Like, just gorgeous. And how this attraction could be the pearls of wisdom, the abundance that they're looking for, but they have to give in to that, and they're just not ready yet. There's the Temperance and there's the Chariot, but this is like the mini Chariot, and there is the Chariot. So they may take action eventually towards you. They may give you more inclinations towards movement eventually, but it is going to take some time, and for some it might be a significant amount of time. So your guides just want to make you aware of that. How does your crush currently feel about you? You have here Family Sorrow, Weeping Willow. So did they just come out of a negative experience? Did they just kind of have a breakup? Are they concerned about creating sorrow? Are they still suffering with some type of loss? Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Show strength and fortitude. It's like they've guarded their heart and they feel like they have to protect that heart at all costs from the plague. But as we all know, that mask in the plague times did not work. And they didn't see that either. It's like they weren't privy to the fact that that mask was doing nothing. And the swords in these eyeballs say that they don't know that their attempts to hold back is not actually helping them. It's creating all of this resistance towards moving towards an abundant time frame. We have December being significant. Sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, and a fresh start. We also have career being a factor as well. And so there could be a career realm attachment here for somebody watching, and how they see the potential, and they see the sun rising. You are perhaps that sun that's rising over the hilltop. We have here family wishes coming true, the wishing well coming in the reversal. And I feel like commitment cycles are important to this person. I do feel like for some watching, this person's commitment cycle hasn't completely come to a close. We have mice, discord among family, trouble or accusations, and we do also have the whale, great worry over nothing. So somebody who wishes that they could express something, but they have great worry. So I'm dealing with collective energy, so the scenarios will be a little bit different, but apply it to your situation. We have announcement and Tower, solid foundation and success with effort. I do think about investments. I think about builds, even in the career realm or at home as well. Pile number 3, please. How does their crush currently feel? Is it mutual? We have here very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And that's the thing, is that they focus upon it, they think about it, they pontificate upon it, but they don't necessarily take that next step because they keep charging forward with this feeling of like apathy and helplessness and unreadiness. Even though such a good thing is being kind of dangled right in front of them, and they don't feel like it's safe. Open your heart and give and receive the highest energy of all. It is safe for you to love. And they don't feel that safety right now. But they can't feel it, they can't sense it until they surrender to the vulnerability that's necessary. Lots of flirtation cycles to recapture romance. Allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from other people. And ultimately, if they're struggling in this moment with a depression or a sadness or just an overthinking that's monopolizing them right now, they may be looking for a little bit of encouragement, or may require some of that if we want the momentum to be built up a little bit stronger. We have here Turkey, give with gratitude and grace. It's coming in the reversal. I have another deck that talks about the turkey, and it speaks about somebody behaving stupidly. So take that as it resonates. This person not seeing the beauty in front of them, or not acting upon it in the very least because they see the beauty, is definitely them not acting in their best interests right now. We have here, take time out, bear spirit, and they're all, this reminds me of the Hermit number 9, a reflection period as well, to go inward, to reflect, to ground ourselves, to reestablish hope, to reestablish our position. That could be what you can expect in the future from this person, is just them retreating a little bit, maintaining a boundary with you. Perhaps they feel like they have to maintain that boundary, some type of practical boundary. But it's also asking you to maintain your focus upon your abundance, not to let their hesitations become your hesitations. We do have wasp spirits. Sometimes life stings. And it's a reminder that with the wasp, you know, if I got stung by a wasp recently, and I was running away from it, you know, because if you find a wasp's nest and you stand there, you're going to get stung over and over and over again. And as long as this person's standing in the same perspective, it's just going to continue to hurt. Whatever is holding them back, this lack of safety that they feel, is just going to continue to sting over and over and over again, because the wasp can sting over and over and never die. And so we have to move away from the danger in order to stop that attack. And that's what Spirit says this is offering them as a potential for movement. But they're stuck in a karmic loop, and they just keep chasing their own tail in this emotional cycle, at least for the next chapter. Let's get some message cards here to see how they're truly feeling and thinking for pile number 3, please. What are their thoughts, please, for pile number 3? I was meant for you. 2 of Cups energy. Someone who's not ready for a relationship yet, but I feel like eventually they would be. Will I get what I want? The 3 of Wands. And they truly are at the helm of that decision. You know, it's like wherever they drive their chariot. You make me feel at home. The Queen of Pentacles, grounded, gorgeous, Venus energy. You could be an earth sign, a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Virgos especially are just so, I feel like Virgos are just so delicate and dainty, and just are creative and artistic, and just there's just something beautiful about them. I wish that I'd made better choices. And the Lovers here is all about making distinctive decisions between people, between situations, rising above connections to make better choices this time around, and not wanting to repeat past mistakes. Fresh start, seed or opportunity or offer, they see it. But they're like, oh, I ruin everything I touch. And that's not the truth. That's that 7 of Swords that's coming in to lie to them. That's not the truth that they ruin everything they touch, but they're in a very strong lack mindset right now. What are their truest feelings and thoughts, please, when it comes to this? To pile number 3, the crush on their mind, how do they truly feel? I want to call you, but would you answer me? It's like I reflect about more, but I don't know if you're going to feel the same way. I don't know if you're going to be reacting to me in the way that I want. I miss you terribly. Do you miss me too? This feels a little bit like an obsession, and no one really compares, especially in a physical sense. I feel like, you know, there's something gorgeous here about the Divine Feminine. I think I'm in love with you. Are you angry at me? They may have put their foot in their mouth recently with you, this person, or in the past. Because sometimes that Knight of Swords doesn't think before they talk. Is this connection real? Do you feel it as well? Do you feel it too? There is something so special about you. That karmic lessons are at play right now. And the back of the deck says, I have been keeping tabs on you. So they've been watching you, and maybe you've been watching them, because this is a crush situation. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. The last thought that this person had about pile 3 in the bowl, please. 6 of Wands. They were wearing heavy, heavy masks. They were thinking about lack of support. They were thinking about maybe breakdowns in connections, or breakdowns, like benchmarks of their failure from the past. They were really focused upon that. And that's really what's bringing them to this point of this cycle, this change of seasons with you. They were really thinking about how, especially if they're privy to how you feel about them, they're really thinking about how that builds their confidence and gives them the hope that maybe they can overcome this benchmark of their failure that they feel like they are a part of. It's like a change of seasons. A turn of events perhaps in their favor, but they have to continue to push that wheel in their direction. We have the World, unfinished business. I think of the internet. We also have here a squirrel that's not taking action, so it's a fear to go out on a ledge. We have song. I'm getting the impression that someone watching has like a song that's like a song that's named after them, or they're named after a song, for instance, or your name is in a song. But also acoustic energy and like music that reminds the two of you of each other. We do have here an extinction here with the T-Rex. I think about somebody who got so close to something, but they had short arms. They couldn't achieve it. And I think about little boys. I think about boys. I think about extinction. Chain of events that'll affect your life and insecurity. And a big empty heart. It's like feeling unfulfilled, unfinished cycles. Pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. I'm praying for you always. And if it did resonate with you, please drop your comment below for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day.